with Niran Adesoya from Radio Now, and we just threw from the media Parley with the newly appointed manager, Finidi George. And so far so good. You heard what happened, what he said. Are you impressed with the interview?
Absolutely, absolutely. What he said showed us that he's a man of his own principles, and I love the fact that he actually said he's not scared, and he knows the enormity of the job ahead. And by the time we asked him some of the technical questions, he was able to answer them relatively well. More importantly, I think his confidence is what would count. And we've also known him as a very confident person, as a player, and we hope that he will transform that into his team. He has Enyimba to show for it as well. Just last season, I came from a second position situation to win the league at the final stage. So I think I am looking forward to him, and I want to see how he will perform against South Africa.
All right, how he will perform against South Africa. Okay, right now, he said in the interview that when he was asked if he will kind of invite the local base players to the Super Eagles, so probably one or two, three. Do you think it's enough, or it's good for a start?
I think it's good for a start. Of course, we can't expect the quality of players that we have in the league now to outshine the ones we have out. He said it categorically. He said bulk of the team will still come from the AFCON squad that actually finished second, and I don't have any issues with that. But would love to see him introduce a few players. And he said the fact that he actually coached in the Nigerian league has given him opportunities to see players. He said not necessarily from even Enyimba. Some of the teams he has played against, he has seen some very good players from them. So we'll wait to see whether he'll be able to bring that to bear. We've seen it from the friendly matches he had before he was made the coach. Remember the 2 friendly matches he played? He was able to invite close to about 3 or 4, local league players, which is something that none of the coaches in the last 10 years has done. So let's keep our fingers crossed, but I believe that he'll be able to give a lot of them opportunities.
All right, it's like he's used to the modern day football. When you, particularly, you ask that question, probably it's going to come from the wing, just like they did in the 1994 squad. But he gave an answer that there's a modern style of playing football. I think, don't you think that modern style I want to introduce to the Super Eagles will be good enough for the Super Eagles?
It will be good enough for Super Eagles. We saw that style at the with the Super Eagles at the Nations Cup. It's not like we're not playing it, but sometimes it is not effective. We saw the way Cote d'Ivoire were able to cut that style out, which is the style of bringing a left-footed player to play in the right wing, which he explained as well, and taking a right-footed player to play in the left wing. This is the modern style of wing play. But that style stifles players who are naturally good crossers of the ball from doing it, because they will have to shift their body to be able to put the cross properly in with their stronger or their best or their better foot. And that's exactly what he explained. But from his answer, it's obvious that he, being somebody who comes from that school of thought and that style of football, will try to infuse it in our team. All I expected was, or all I'm expecting is that we make our game very diversified. When we play the modern style, there are times when we can catch our opponents with the evergreen style, which is the wing play, put the crosses in. We have good strikers up front. We have the likes of Victor Osimhen, Paul Onuachu. These are towering strikers who can take advantage of crosses that come in. It's not all the time we keep the ball on the ground. Sometimes you put in a good cross, pinpoint one like the one Finidi used to do in his days, and Amunike used to do as well, and we see goals coming in.
Lastly, before we go, we've seen Finidi George, though he's used to the NFF, and now we know a lot of politics. But do you think he can stand the test of time, with the politics in the NFF?
Well, he's done a bit of it as an assistant coach, and he knows that Nigerian football scene, there's always issues of unpaid salaries and stuff. I just hope that will not really demoralize him if he continues into this era. But I think that he knows what to expect, and I think that's probably one of the reasons why the NFF eventually settled for him. Not that he's not technically sound enough, but they also feel that he knows the workings, and they're not going to have too much issues. You know that money is very difficult to come by, so when we have the money, we will sort it out. But I hope they would try as much as possible to pay coaches as advantage.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Adeniro. I appreciate your interview. Thanks, and God bless.